We'll do it live. We will do it live. 11:47 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana, Tuesday, March 5th. And we're getting close. We're almost knocking on the door of all-time high again. Well, how could you be doing that today, Bart? It's green across the board. Funny you should ask. Finally, my friends over there in the gold department. Who are my friends in the gold department? That would be gold. That would be GLD. That would be GDX gold miner. That would also be GDXJ junior gold miners. All of them are doing very nice today. So even though also a handful of my oil positions are doing very well today, even though oil is down just a bit at the very moment. So EOG, ExxonMobil, Devon Energy, etc., all doing well. However, I'm taking it on the chin with Tesla, Google, DocuSign, etc. The tech stocks taking it on the chin. But I am looking over on the SPX, that is the S&P 500, and I'm counting 5 up. So we could have had this is where I start getting into the magic 8 ball again. We could be at a local bottom. I only say that because I've told you recently that I believe we're going to 5,300. I still believe that to be true, but it'll depend on what goes on in the next couple of days. Now, we have a couple of fairly interesting days coming up with Jay Powell speaking to Congress and then jobs report on Friday. So we will bite our nails until then, but let's look at some of the positions. Speaking of positions, I might be doing something crazy today. I'm thinking about buying this right here. This is a 2023 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF Grand Touring, which is the automatic hardtop. So it's a convertible, but it's an automatic hardtop. I'm thinking about buying this for Sparkle Barbie, and we're going to go test drive it soon. She's at the real estate office having a meeting with the team, and I'm just here doing whatever I want. That's rude. It really isn't rude because we each have our role. I'm only good at a couple of things. I think you've seen that by now. One of them is not selling options or investing in stocks. And then she's good at basically everything else. So there's some training going on today. We have a new MLS system. MLS stands for multiple listing service, in case you don't know the real estate lingo. And she's doing that training, and I don't have the attention span for any of that. So looking at that today, has 4 miles on it, and we love our Mazdas. So if you know anything about Miatas, it's one of the greatest sports cars to ever exist. And then I stumbled upon this. I shouldn't show you this, but I will anyways. I stumbled upon this because I was looking for a picture. If you've been following the channel for a while, you probably remember me showing you a picture of Foxy. And Foxy is my 1991 Mustang GT convertible with white interior or white exterior, red interior. Do 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 do. And I stumbled upon a video that I had forgotten about. Now I should not show you this, okay? Because remember, I try to sell to you that I am an introvert, and it's true. I am totally an introvert, but I have a very special set of skills as far as introversion is concerned, and that's called an outgoing introvert. So I wish that music would play on this for you. So one day I'll have like a legitimate setup here in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana, and not just this very inexpensive Vidyard screen share software system that I use. But I stumbled upon this. This quick backstory. So behind me here is a bunch of tables, and it's outdoor. There's a nice fire pit. There's a bar, and this is Mexico. Okay, so there's a DJ that night, and nobody's dancing. So I said to the DJ, I said, play I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. And he was like, in broken English, but I do speak broken English, as you've noticed. He basically told me he had a song list that he had to play. I said, nobody's dancing. If I can get them up and dance right now to this next song, then you have to play I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston, and also Yeah by Usher. So he agreed, and this is what happened next. Now again, I'm pretty sure you can't hear that. I don't think I've ever tried to play anything with sound, but that is me. Shame doing it. Oh boy. It gets a little, look at that, real flexible. I'm an old man, as you know, but I pride myself on being fairly limber. Little Michael Jackson kick there. And then suddenly it turns into a striptease. Luckily, it doesn't go too far. But I was just dying laughing watching this because, the video brought me back to that very exact moment, which I had forgotten all about. So my plan was, let's get this crowd going. You can't hear the crowd in the background, but they're going. Oh man! And then if you did hear the sound, you would hear "yeah" start right there. So I got my way. He played both of my jams. In that scenario, I know it's hard to admit that "I Want to Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston is one of my favorite songs of all time, but it is. So I just thought that was funny. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on Sparkle Barbie. And if she gets this sweet little Mazda, she never really asked for anything. I know I use, I, except travel. We do like to travel a lot. I do have a nickname for her besides Sparkle Barbie, which is Lady Spins a Lot. And that is for very specific reasons that I might get into soon in the future. Cause I was running by some fun ideas with her with regard to our family and monthly household budget. She thinks I nag her, and I really just kind of joke around with the idea that maybe she'll listen to some of it, only because there's a lot of money that slips through the cracks. So when you do have a decent amount of income coming in and you have no debt, as we do, then money covers up a lot of shortcomings in the efficiency of your budget. And with what I feel to be a fairly substantial pullback happening soon, which of course then affects my core business, real estate, which is already being affected by high interest rates, I just would like to get a little leaner and a little more efficient. So I shared it with her. I said, what if we shared our exact monthly expenditures on my YouTube channel, and I used this particular portfolio right here as my original goal. So if you look on the YouTube channel, you'll see, like, the very first thing I wrote on there in the description was my journey to $10,000 a month in semi passive income. Because this isn't exactly passive, right? And certainly I don't count rental properties in any of this equation, but those are far from passive, but people will claim they are. So I thought, would it be a fun experiment if I got you involved in seeing where we do spend our money and where the holes are, and we could all work on it together? I know that sounds boring to you, but it sounds super exciting to me because you know how I feel about tracking numbers and spreadsheets. And she agreed. So we'll see. We might be doing that where we just basically create a separate account with just where it's funded 10,000 a month from this account, okay? And then I try to, of course, exceed that per month in premium and dividends. And then that account only is what's used to pay our household family bills. So we will see. I'll keep you posted on that. I know I'm 10 minutes in and I haven't talked anything about where we're at right now, but let's take a look. So we've got Alcoa, 29 calls on the board. We're 73% in the profit there. Alcoa, don't be surprised. Let me see where you at today. So Alcoa down almost 2%. Do not be surprised if Alcoa isn't threatening this by Friday. And today is already Tuesday. Alcoa is currently at 26.94. Look for that to threaten 29 by Friday, and that's fine. Come on, bring it on, threaten it. $24 puts at 94% profit. What would I have to pay to get out of that right now? Let's take a look. Looks like I might be able to get away with 3. Would it be $30? I don't think Alcoa is going down. So maybe I let that go. I could put 2 on the board now. Just talking out loud. Sorry. Just taking risk off if I can for no reason for it to be on there. I don't feel threatened at all with $24 puts expiring Friday. But if I can restock the cash pile with the $24,000 that's held in collateral on that, then I will. So let's just put it on the board. It won't fill right now, but it could very well even before the end of the day, which is all it's set to do is end of the day. So back to the big board. Let's see what's going on. In fact, let me go back to check here. Is everything is red still except gold? Even silver, I think, is still red. Nope, silver now into the green. just barely. So silver and gold making me feel very nice today. So DocuSign, $62 calls. It's only showing us at 37.5% into the profit, but that's because DocuSign has been so volatile lately, because right now it is downtown to Chinatown today at 51.60. So how in the world $62 calls aren't more in the profit? Hopefully they know more than I do and they'll come threaten me. Because if we're going to 5,300 in the S&P, then I feel like I'll be able to get out from under DocuSign. I'll be able to get out from under Tesla. I'll be able to get out from under Google and all the other ones that I don't mind getting out from under before the market turns on us. So Devon calls, they're down, even though Devon is currently at 45.26. I still feel fine at 47. I hope I'm threatened. Currently, though, it's showing that I'm minus 16%, which again, hopefully that's something that will play out, that I will be threatened at 47. EOG 119 being threatened, that's fine, because that's about my cost basis. I wouldn't let them go because I want to keep them around for a while in case I do let ExxonMobil go this Friday, which is my current plan. But you know how things change with me. GDX shows I'm down $3,000 on that. That's because GDX is currently in the money on those calls. GDX at 28.86. Now, looking at, and I'm bringing the voodoo back into it. I try not to talk. There goes S&P down again. 1, 2. It's down at least 2. We'll see if it goes corrective 3 down before back up, or does it go impulsive 5 down? If it goes impulsive 5 down on the minuscule candles, then we could be looking for a lower low today. So I'll keep an eye on that. But talking about Fibonacci and Liberace and Elliott wave theory, it's a very difficult to understand this type of analysis, and it can be very frustrating because it is, based on sentiment, and sentiment can be interesting, as we know, right? Nvidia, hey, just keep putting money into it. That's sentiment, and let that take its course in the opposite direction when Nvidia or someone else gets triggered to the downside. Because right now that Mag 7 is turned into what? Mag 3 or 4? Tesla's off the board on the Mag 7. Apple's off the board on the Mag 7. Google's off the board on the Mag 7. So that leaves 4, right? Can you add a couple others like SMCI? What are they? They were tumbling earlier. Where's it at? This is the boring part of the show. Oh, wait. Let's move on. Let's see. They should be at the top of the chart for being down. And SMCI, super microcomputer, they're down 46 points today, but they were up over 1,000 and they're still over 1,000. And then MicroStrategy is down 132 points. That's what's got me. There's a number of things that have me nervous in this market, one of which is these quick reactions and overreactions. So I am got my fingers crossed that we can still pump up to 5,300 before we turn down. And when we turn down, it's going to turn down fairly aggressively, because I don't think anyone could argue that the market doesn't have its ups and downs and it needs a healthy pullback from time to time. I think for us to go to 5,300, we need to pull back, and not a lot. Maybe to 50-50. I think 50-50 would be our support for going from there up to 5 up to 5,300. If it breaks through 50-50 and then continues under 5,000, then we got a situation. But we'll talk about that as we go. Get back to this talking. So I'm fine with GDX being threatened at 28.50. I'm super bull gold right now and silver. So I would just roll that out to 29.50. I'll roll that thing until it says I can't roll it any longer, because we collected a small fortune on that when we put that call on. I was just a little early though, wasn't I? Because I did it on Friday. And if I would have done it today, I would have been sitting even prettier. GDXJ 3450s are in the money as well. It's at 34.95. Newmont, beautiful put there. I knew I should have bought some Newmont, but I thought, and Newmont's the biggest holding, they're a gold miner, as in singular, not plural. and they're the biggest holding of GDX. So I thought I have such an exposure to GDX that do I need another position? In hindsight, the answer would be yes. So I went ahead and played puts on that and in ladies account. SoFi, believe it or not, 750 puts I think are in the money. I thought those were just like safe and sound, sleeping easy. Yeah, they're in the money. SoFi at 744. Not sad that I sold my shares. But I have 10,000 shares, sold them at like 836, something of that nature. It did go up over 9 after that. But again, I don't suffer from FOMO, and I kept Stacy's shares. So she still has, I think, 3,000 shares. And she does have, in fact, I bought to close. Yeah, I bought to close. She had a $9 call expiring on her 3,000 shares Friday. I bought those closed today for like 2 pennies. Is it 2 pennies? Yeah, 2 pennies each. Because it's going to go back up, especially if we're going back to 50. If we're going to rocket up to 5,300, which I think is still the case, then SoFi is definitely going to bust back through $9. Target, as much as I should do something with Target because they just printed today an excellent top and bottom earnings report, and look what they've done. Hello, they're up to almost 170, but again, factor in the no FOMO. I'll likely let those 148s go. And I've battled all the way back. If you've watched from the beginning of Target, let's go to the individual positions. Go to the Target, because I think I ran a full spread on Target, even with the 148s being called away. So there was our first trade last year on April 26th on Target. They had already just taken a big chop on earnings. And then Tuckabuck Gate came out. If you know what that is, you know. So I battled that all the way down, and you'll see what these call prices did. I mean, look how far they were going down. 118, hello. And the stock went all the way down to 107 during all of this, and then I fought it all the way back up. My position is what? If you do the math on the 114, 216, it's 142 and change. So let's get the exact number. So total invested is right there, 114,000, 216, right? Divided by 800. So 142.77. So nearly 143 a share. And we're going to sell them at 148. And we collected all this in the meantime. So we did run those numbers. If it's assigned Friday, I'll be 317 days in the trade, and I will have collected $16,782 in dollar bills right into the Holly Hobby Velcro wallet, tucked neatly and soundly into my skinny jeans. So there's the math on that. 16.9% return on what would have been considered a what we battled our way out. As my friend TJ the Wheel Deal would say, we manufactured the win. And as you know what I say, we fight for our right to profit. In fact, that reminds me, because I forget all the little things. I was going to share a couple channels with you. So once again, I will show you my friend here, TJ the Wheel Deal. Make sure you check out his channel and subscribe. His channel's way better than mine, and he has way more experience and knowledge than I do when it comes to selling options. I don't know if you've ever watched these guys, but the Marcus Hoyter, or however you say his name. It's Mark and Marcus, Mark Hodge, Marcus Heitkoitoit. He's French. I did take French in high school, but I don't remember one word except Comment t'appelles-tu? Je m'appelle Marc. So they were Marcus and Mark, and I was Mark because they didn't have a name for me. They had a name for everybody. Bart never gets any respect. So the teacher gave me the name Mark. In Spanish, however, they didn't, when I had Spanish class, they didn't give me a name, but my teacher was so cool. She's like, Bart, you can pick your own name. And I picked Tito. Check out this channel. It's really good. And they do something that I've done when I've tried to catch a falling knife, and they call it flying a rescue mission. So watch their stuff. So when you're downtown in Chinatown on one of your positions, like right now, I'm downtown in Chinatown on Unity, and they're down even more today. And I was thinking, I could fly a rescue mission on Unity and on Tesla, because I was watching Tesla closely. For some reason, I thought they were going to go all the way down to 176, and I think they bounced at 178. And let's see if they've done any, if they're still going higher. I bet they're back down just a little looking at the S&P. So what's Tesla doing? Yeah, it's at 180.98, but it was back up to like 182. Oh, just crossed 181. I was waiting to see if it went to 176, and then maybe I would fly a rescue mission in. But at this stage, I'll just keep watching it at the moment. Might sell some puts on it in Lady's account. Then the other one, and I just started watching this guy like 2 days ago, and I maybe have watched two videos. Market Moves, this Matt Giannino, he's pretty good too. I like him a lot, and he does a lot of. I think he borderline Elliott waves and Fibonacci. I'm not far enough into his channel, but I like the cut of his jib at this point. A couple of channels to share with you. So Target, well, it's now over 170. So of course, do I have FOMO? I don't have FOMO, but would I have rather just held the stock and waited for it to go to 170? Yes. But what if it never did? Then we would have missed out on all of this fun. I mean, all of the dollar bills that we collected. Wait, what's that? That's single. Yeah. We did buy our 210s. That's the only move I made today on the Tesla. I bought the 210 calls closed, 6 contracts that were expiring Friday. I only paid $48 for it because I'm looking for a bounce before the end of the week on the Tezzy. But if we would have moved off a target, we would have missed out on all of these dollar bills. And it's fun to collect cash flow when that's your major objective, right? So, continuing on this very long video, let's check what else we have on the board. We have so SoFi, even though it's way down on its whiskey, I don't have any concern by Friday. I think we're going to be back over $8. Target, let those go. At this moment, I'm going to let ExxonMobil go because I have the next dividend locked in. There's 3,000 shares, and I already have a nice profit going on because I paid 98 and change. And you've seen the math on it. So there is, where are we at? Let's go. Let's go to the stock. So let's go and check the position as far as, so there we are. Our 3,000 share average is 98.51. If we look at the individual positions and go to the ExxonMobil chart, there, where are you? Is it this way? Move your head, carry the one. Where are you? Right in front of you, 2 doors down. So move the head again. Need to get in the shower soon. Head over to the car dealer. I do not like car dealerships. Do you feel the same way I do? Even though I like the guy that this will be our 3rd or 4th Mazda we bought with this guy, he's still a car dealer. So I got to watch him. Here's my latest position on ExxonMobil. And you can see, even if we let these go on Friday for $104, we're going to make $16,470 in share appreciation, plus all of this in a premium and dividend for a total of $22,159 against our investment, equals 46.3% annualized. Okay, so that's based on the 59 days in the trade. If I was able to repeat that over and over again every 2 months, then it would be an annualized 46%. So hard to have those types of numbers, even though we're rolling up. We could easily be over 106 by the end of the week, but you know how oil is. We can be threatening the 104, just being barely over it. So at this moment, I'm prepared to let those go. Because if you do the math, like how much money am I freeing up just on Target and ExxonMobil alone? So if we go 148 on Target, 800 shares, that's 118.4, right? And then if we have 3,000 shares times 104 on ExxonMobil, that's 312,000 plus 118, 400. That's $430,000 cash back in the coffers to be prepared just in case we're getting close to that downturn. All right. Because my chart says Target will be back in the 120s by summer and then possibly in the 180s by early next year. I don't know. We'll just keep tracking it all, right? We shall track it all. What else we got? That's it for this week as far as the current positions until we get into next week. And I'll be keeping an eye on gold. I'll be keeping an eye on silver. In fact, silver could be a move today. Silver could be a move. Yeah, I could be looking at silver today. I would look at SLV, that's a silver mining ETF, and I would look at AGQ, that is a 2 times bull on silver. I will look at both of those before this day is done because I'm bull on silver and gold. Silver and gold. Oil is still showing me that there's some signs of life there, but it hasn't come out and slapped me in the face yet. So that's be willing to let ExxonMobil go. If it does show me some chart movement before now on Friday that says this is it. We're in leg 3 because that's what we would be in is wave 3. If we are indeed in an impulsive 5, it would be wave 3. So I would just ride 3 out. If I sell ExxonMobil and then after that we do prove that we are indeed in wave 3, I can buy again on the downturn in 4, which would be a corrective downturn in 4, and then we'd be set up for the final wave up in 5, which could take oil to whatever 100, 120 on the crude. So that's USO, which would factor to 100, 120 on the crude. Got that going for us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the silly video. I do need to learn how to set this up so that I can play sound for you from the internet because there's a lot of things that we can really branch out into to share some of my other thoughts, worldviews that I think that I've honed for over the last since the 1900s because I've worked on my mindset forever. Because I've told you before, I got a scarcity mindset. I have imposter syndrome. If you don't know what those things are, look them up. If you want to read a good book on mindset, read the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. If you don't want to read it, but you want my notes on it, let me know in the comments below. And maybe I'll set up, because I've been thinking about setting up like just a landing page where we can communicate through email. So you can share your email with me. I don't want to just start giving my email out in public. I got to take this call. So I'm going to wrap this up right now. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.